morning. My friends call me Jelly. This is my channel, Fat to Keto, where we follow my ketogenic lifestyle. For the last 17 days, I had been doing ketovore. Well, my version of it, where I eat meats, cheeses, heavy whipping cream, butter, and my collagen powder in my coffee, and eggs. Everyone's got a different take on carnivore to begin with. There are rules where you can only eat red meat. Also, I only eat salt and pepper, no other seasoning. Some people do the ketogenic one that allows everything I said, except some people do the avocados. There are so many takes on it. I just believed I could do it however I wanted. They do want you to take a magnesium supplement, and I did not. And I thought yesterday when I went to the hospital so sick and they told me it was my magnesium, and because it was only half deficient, I thought it was my metformin. I started blaming everything else because how could I feel that sick if only half of it was gone? But then I started doing a bunch of research last night and today, and Ken Berry, which I respect, he says that he doesn't really use that test. Yes, he gives it, but by the time it shows up in there that it's deficient, normally people's in the ICU are having a heart attack, in a lot of trouble. That the symptoms is what tells you that someone's got a deficiency in magnesium. That the blood shows that it's normal even when it's not. You have to go by the symptoms. Well, mine said I was half missing mine. Mine was like a 1 and it should be a 2. So yeah, I guess I was in a lot more trouble than I knew I was, because when it shows up in your blood work, you're in some serious trouble. I guess that explains why I was so sick yesterday. All night long, my blood sugar did stay into the 140s, which is a symptom of a magnesium deficiency if you have issues with blood sugar. The shaking, the vomiting, the heart flutterings that I just thought was my normal heart palpitations. You know, they felt really strange, not the same, but pain in your joints and bones and muscle spasms. And you know, a week ago I was complaining about muscle spasms. So yeah, it really could just be that. I do have to go to the doctor in this coming up week to find out why my white blood cells are so high. I've always had extremely high blood cells since the day I was born, but never 23s. And I just like to really keep on top of that one because it could just be an infection. But cancer runs in our family, and they're already watching me for breast cancer, and I keep having to get scans every 6 months because of issues they found. So I just like to stay on top of that. So everyone here, whether you want to take a plant base for your magnesium or a pill like I chose, it's your preference, it's up to you. But if you do a carnivore keto diet or a carnivore diet or any of those, listen to the experts, listen to all of them. Even Ken Berry on his stuff tells you, you know, he even gives you links to what pills, if you're going to do pills, to buy on Amazon. That's really cheap. It's actually way cheaper than the ones I bought because I was going 100% natural, so mine are extremely expensive. But it's really important to get your magnesium, and I didn't realize just how important it was. And like Keto Diamond said, I had no clue you could die of a heart attack from it until she listed it. I also felt very tired after they gave it to me at the hospital, and I could just not stop being tired. So I'm going with what she said and take it before bed because I didn't know it can make you tired either. So thank you, Keto Diamond, because you really made me do research today about the magnesium. I never paid attention to that one. I knew about the sodium because I've ended up in the hospital and hurt my heart over the sodium, but I didn't know magnesium can hurt you just as much. And I never ate green leafy vegetables much, but I guess there was some magnesium I was getting from other stuff I ate. that I'm not getting anymore. So today should be my day 18 on the keto carnivore diet. But yesterday I came home, I had my 5 pieces of bacon because I was no longer sick to my stomach after I had that pill. And I ended up eating 2 of my chicken thighs, and I just warmed up some back in the air fryer. It crisped right back up, re-air frying them. And for anyone who has an air fryer, I don't go by the actual time. I like mine very crispy, so I usually cook it longer than it says. It doesn't dry out the meat, and I always soak my meat the night before, or at least 2 hours before, in olive oil. Not a whole lot, because you don't want your air fryer to smoke, but just enough to help crisp up the skin even more. And it was the first time I ever re-air fried chicken before, but I wanted the skin to be crispy again and not soggy from being in the fridge, and it came out amazing. I'm gonna start doing that. Instead of getting rid of leftovers for no reason, I can eat it like that. I also had a fried egg on top of them, and I also had 8 ounces, which was the actual size, of a cucumber. I have been missing cucumbers like crazy, and the reason I did this diet was to break my stall, which is so much proof that I have, and to slowly reintroduce other foods into my diet so I can see what was stalling me, what I might have issues with, because I prefer normal keto. More power to people who do keto carnivore 24/7 or a carnivore diet, but it's not. I love recipes, coming up with my own stuff. I love cooking and doing other stuff. I don't eat big giant portions. I might only eat a 1/4 cup of the coleslaw or something, which I have a bad feeling that one's gonna be a no-no. But I like it. I like variety, even if it's a very small amount. So I'm slowly going to start adding some more stuff in, because on the 11th, I will be in Hawaii with my boyfriend, and he wants to do keto, but he does not want to do the version I've been doing the last 17 days. So to make it easier, I want to go ahead and start adding some stuff back in and seeing what I shouldn't be eating. That being said, last night I weighed myself. I do it every night. I know I dropped 2 pounds in my sleep, so I usually can tell about how much I'm gonna weigh the next day. I'll know if I'm going down or not. Usually, like, I've never had an issue not knowing, but yesterday I gained like almost 4 pounds, which you would think I didn't with my whole episodes in the bathroom. Oh, and I had 1 keto collagen coffee yesterday, and I drank less, ate less, everything. My blood sugar was staying in the 140s. It's still high today. It's still over 100. I'm trying to get it to come back down. So I was up. So I knew today I'd wake up and be up. Because yesterday I weighed in during the morning before everything, 193.8. I think it was 8. Somewhere around there. Then, because I had gone down 4 ounces from the night before. Then it was like 197 something when I went to bed. And I wasn't going to weigh because I thought I'd be really far down from being so sick. But I wasn't. But I woke up this morning and I weighed in at 192.2. So we'll see if that's a real weight loss or if it was because I was so sick. So we'll see if it stays that tomorrow or goes down more. And I might have another cucumber today. But I've decided that I will still do ketovore and keto. So if it's a day that I'm okay with just doing ketovore, that's what I'm gonna do. If it's a day I want a cucumber, that's what I'm gonna do. Just normal keto. I am still going to keep my carbs below 10. On my ketovore days it'll be 4 or 6, and like, I'm keeping them below 10 right now, no matter what I'm gonna do. I'm not adding other stuff right now. I am happy with my cucumber. So I'm okay right now with just the cucumber. I will be testing tomatoes probably in a week or so, and then bell peppers and mushrooms, because those are, and olives too. Those are big things we eat while I'm down there, because we do the little pizzas and different kind of stuff. But I'm not doing just to test the tomato plain, because I hate plain tomatoes. So I will probably do the pizza sauce that I like. I will test that and see if I can lose weight or not using that. I'm gonna go by how I feel, which right now is useless because I feel like crap. And I'm gonna go by if my sugar raises and if I drop weight or not. So I'm still basically ketovore. I just added a cucumber in there. And I'm not sure if I'm having a cucumber today. We'll see later. That did my cravings. But I had been craving dark chocolate really bad the last week. And I didn't know why. And come to find out, when I was watching Dr. Ken Berry's thing, he says when you start craving those things, it's your body signaling that you need magnesium too. So if you start craving dark chocolate out of the blue, your magnesium might be low, because you can find it in pure dark chocolate. Also, if you start craving salads, it might be low, and I had started missing salads. So that's just something to think about. What else? My head hurts today. I just feel like garbage. I am not going to do anything today. I have had one of my collagen coffees this morning. I've had 5 or 6 pieces of my microwave bacon and 2 eggs. I made 3, but I left a good amount still on that plate. I started to not feel so well. So yeah. But I really don't plan on doing anything today. At the most, maybe floating in the pool, but I'm afraid the water is going to be too cold. It's 10 a.m. here. I normally don't eat so early, but when I woke up at 9 o'clock, I couldn't go past 9. I was starving. This time I was smart, and I took my metformin with my actual food. I usually take it with my coffee, and I didn't, but my blood sugar did rise after that coffee to 120. So right now my blood sugars are all over the place, but fortunately they are not stopping me from losing weight. I did a lot of research on that metformin once again. I'm not taking it for my sugar issues. I'm taking it for other things that it helps with. I thought I was on way too high a dose, but the research shows that even when people 120 pounds, they are on the same doses I am for the reasons I am taking them. But I might lower them down anyways, because there is a range I could go down. I could drop 1 more pill and still receive the benefits. And a lot of people I watch that's done keto for years, it really does help their polycystic ovary syndromes. However, most of them do stay on their metformin because it controls symptoms and issues that keto does not help. So I know everyone says keto helps everything, but in some people, unfortunately, it doesn't. They need a little extra help to control the issues that they don't want in their lives. And a lot of y'all don't know that I walk around with 1 step away from stage 1 uterine cancer. I was less than a step away from stage 1 4 years ago, I think it was. And they went in and cleaned it all out, which was not pleasant, and it really did hurt because I can't have anesthesia. So that was not fun. But I take my, I have a IUD for that, and believe it or not, the metformin is also for that, because if my uterine lining at all starts to grow, because right now they have it where it does not grow, if it grows, it can start growing back into cancer. I cannot have anesthesia, so I cannot go in and have it removed like they wanted to because I cannot have anesthesia. So I take whatever they tell me to so that it does not grow. And it has worked for 4 years. It does not grow. I have to go in for I used to have to go in the biopsies every 3 months, which were not pleasant and was painful, and I would be in pain for like a week or two after, because they basically dilate you like you're in labor and take some tissue, and lots of it, with me at least, tons of biopsies in one sitting, and it wasn't pleasant. But now I only have to get it done once a year, but that just started after losing all this weight because some of the test results were coming back iffy, but after losing all this weight, they're coming back clean. But I don't want to go off the pills and risk it turning to stage 1. And I know a lot of y'all do not have faith in any kind of medicine, which is perfectly fine. And you might be right about it to a certain extent. However, it is not a risk I am willing to take, because if it turns to stage 1, I have to have surgery that I could die on the operating table from. I cannot take chemotherapy. When I mean I have a severe allergies, doxycycline is the only antibiotic in the whole entire world I can take. So therefore, I have to be extremely ill with extremely bad infection before I get antibiotics, because sooner or later, I will become immune to it. I am allergic to Benadryl, which they give you for allergic reactions. Benadryl completely stops my heart 100%, quickly too. I am allergic to latex, which means avocados, bananas, cantaloupes, so much. The list goes on and on. So I have to be extremely careful with my health. I have to be extremely careful going to hospitals because I could catch something and I can't take medication for it. So I stick with what I know that's working, and I don't risk it at all. I'm not gonna risk it and come off stuff completely. If I do see my woman doctor in the summer, if she says I can lower the metformin past 1,000, I will. But I've done a lot of research. It won't be me just listening to her and everyone says don't go past 1,000, keep at least 1,000, because I can't have surgery. I can't risk it turning into cancer. But at the same time, I really thought it was lowering my blood sugar too low. But the research I did, even watching Ken Berry talk about metformin, it really doesn't lower your blood sugar. It just stops your, I guess, pancreas or whatever. Like, it stops the production of something. Like, I should have paid more attention to the words. But basically, it just stops your body from absorbing what gets released. So even though my blood sugar is high right now, it's not absorbing it into my body. So I guess that's why I'm able to still lose weight when my blood sugars aren't as low as everyone else's are on keto. So I took it this morning and I feel perfectly fine. And I'm going to be taking my blood sugar again in an hour to make sure it's lowered. Usually if I eat a really fatty meal and take my metformin, my blood sugar will go back below 90. If I don't eat a fatty meal, my blood sugar stays above 100. Which makes no sense because I don't eat carbs. But it is what it is. It's my body doing it to itself. But I did lose more weight. This is a new time low. Even though I was sick yesterday and feel like crap today, I'm still going to celebrate that. And if it keeps going, I'm liable to be in the 170s by July 11th. But I don't know. But I'm really happy. Yesterday when I was in that hospital and I said to myself, if they say I've done this to myself because I went carnivore and my body does not like it, because everyone's body is different. Just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. Gotta love spam callers. Block. Okay, I hate spam callers. Okay, so, yeah, as I was saying, I was so sick. I was ready to just go back to normal keto if it was the carnivore diet that did it to me. But of course it was magnesium, and as long as I take those pills, I'll be okay. But it was really bad. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, did I do this to myself? And technically I did, because I did not listen, because even Thomas DeLaury says, don't do it without your pill. And like everyone says, you gotta have that magnesium pill or don't do it. Yeah, I should have listened. But I did add cucumber, but other than that, I'm sticking with the no plant thing right now. The Italian seasoning might be the next thing I try. I really miss my Italian seasoning. Paprika and the tomatoes and stuff will be later on this month, closer, maybe in July. So we will see. I do miss a bunch of stuff. I have so many recipes I have made over the last 20 months doing keto that I would have so much fun doing them for y'all. I have bought a special, which I'm waiting for it to get in the mail. Parts of it came in yesterday, but I bought a special little arm for my phone so it can show my hands and the ingredients as I'm talking. It can record it for me, and you won't see me in those parts, but you'll see my hands, you'll see all the ingredients, you'll see me mixing it up, and I'm really excited to start doing some of that. It's what I really enjoy. I love creating. I've been lucky that I usually get it right the first time. Even my coleslaw, I never had coleslaw in my life. I did not know what it was supposed to taste like. But the recipe I came up with on the fly out of my head, it is one of my dad's favorite coleslaws. He couldn't believe I could get it right when I didn't even know what was in coleslaw. It does taste a little different than the normal, because I do not add sugar. I add sweet and low, but only 2 packs to a big huge container of coleslaw. And yeah, but my family's been on sweet and low since I was born and before that, so that's what we use in this house. I've never liked Splenda. I still don't like stevia. Monk fruit is great for cookies, but it has a molasses-like taste. I do not like the cold chill of, is it erythritol that has the cold chill? I mean, I own them all. I have them all in my kitchen because me and my daughters tried to make all different kind of things. But I just don't like the taste of those, so... But I do use them in, like, if I make a cookie or something. And I've never tried the bread yet or anything because my daughter's allergic to almond flour, so I have to make it when she's not in the house, and then I have to make sure I don't make a mess doing it. And on top of it, almond flour is so calorie dense, and I was so addicted to sandwiches that I get really scared that I'm going to mess up my diet by eating too much of it, because sandwiches is my weakness. And right now I've cut all sandwich meat out of my life. So we will see. I have been rattling for quite a while and my camera has not turned off, so I hope it is recording. But I'm gonna let y'all go right now. I'm starting to feel super hot and I need to turn the AC back on, but I noticed yesterday it was really loud and it just turned off on me. I guess I spoke too soon. But as I was saying, the AC was really loud, so I've turned it off, but now I'm starting to get a little hot. So I'm going to let y'all go right now, and I will get back on here periodically during the day. Okay, so I usually don't just come on out of the blue, but I have been doing research for hours about the metformin because so many of y'all are against it. I decided to do even more research, and it can make your head spin. There is as many doctors for it for polycystic ovary syndrome and other womanly issues as there is doctors against it. And scientists and groups of people, and my head is spinning. Who do you believe? I know it worked miracles for me. I know today my blood sugar was high, and then I took it and ate my breakfast and my blood sugar is back down to normal. I do believe it does drop my blood sugar sometimes. I'm just lost right now. My diabetes, for diabetes, I do not need it anymore, my diabetes doctor said, and he told me I could wean myself off of it. But he also said I take it for 2 other conditions, so I need to talk to those doctors to see if I can come off of it. I did find research where the 2 conditions I take it for, that I could bring it down to 1,000 instead of 2,000, so I am going to wean myself down to 1,000 and see what happens. But it can drive you insane, because you don't know if it is good or if it's bad, because some people just hate all drugs completely and is against any medical scientific technology of any kind, and then some people are pro pills and money no matter what. So who do you truly believe in the end? Some people say it will help with Alzheimer's, and dementia. Some people say it can cause dementia. I'm a researcher. I do not believe anything anyone tells me just flat out. If you can prove to me, like I believe about the nightshades and stuff, because everyone knows nightshades are really poisonous if you really think about it. I mean, every other country pills their tomatoes and takes their seeds away, and they believe it'll kill you if you eat it otherwise. And they might be the smart ones. So, I believe all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to medication I have been taking for years that really did help me, it's really hard for me to change my opinion. I know I'm not the 368-pound girl who would have died without this med. But it's really hard to wrap your mind around that maybe I'd be okay without it. I know I'm not okay without the IUD. I've always been told, unless I get insanely in check with my hormones, which they are still not in check, because my stress hormone goes too high, I will always have to keep that. I never wanted one. I did not believe in them. For me personally, I did not want some weird device in my body, some foreign object I could be allergic to 24/7. But unfortunately, I don't want cancer either. So right now, we're just going to replace that in October when it's due. I was a lucky one who did not have a reaction to it like a lot of women do. You can become very depressed, very angry. You can have a lot of issues from it. So I'm not telling people to go out and get them, but I was made very clear I use this thing or I have surgery. I was also told very clear I needed to stay on my stupid AC. I thought I told it not to come on, but it came on. Okay, sorry, I ran out of space on my memory card just now. I did not realize I had so many videos on here, so I had to delete some to continue. Not really sure what I was saying. The AC threw me and then the camera threw me. But yeah, I'm gonna try to bring my metformin down to 1,000, and we will see about me coming off of it completely. My goal is to not be on all the meds, for financial reasons, and because I was anti-meds for myself before I ended up getting so big and having to be on them to save my life. But it's just really hard. I want to tell everyone out there that it's your body, your decision, whether you take medications or not. It is your beliefs, your lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. But it's really hard when you want all the information you can get to make a educated decision, and you're coming up with the same percentage almost, pros and cons, from multiple people, multiple groups, studies, everything. Of course, Dr. Ken Berry did say that it's one of the lesser evils out there for diabetes and polycystic ovary syndrome and stuff. It does rob you of your B12 and some other stuff. So Yeah, everything I did research said don't go cold turkey though, especially when my blood sugar is going all up into the air right this second. So maybe today I'll cut one pill out and see what happens with my blood sugar. Of course, maybe I'll start tomorrow because my blood sugar is still not back to normal yet. It is insane. Every time I get sick, it goes crazy. And the hospital don't care because 140s are nothing. They're like, oh, it's just 140, who cares? That's good blood sugar. But when you're doing a ketogenic diet, and especially a ketovore diet, where you're not eating any carbs, you don't want to see it above 80, much less 140. I could have ate cake and been at 140. So that's my thing. My blood sugar, used to, it would go to 180. I never had crazy blood sugars. I did have A1Cs above 7, but I never had crazy blood sugars. I think the highest I ever had was a 220 one time, and that's when I ended up eating only cake for a day. I didn't eat anything other than cake and ice cream that day. So the next morning I did have a high blood sugar, but during that day it never went over 180. That was usual for me. I've always kept my blood sugars good through my metformin. But after starting this diet, I never want to see it. I freak out when it's 140. Okay, when I cheated in February in Hawaii and I had this big, giant, huge hamburger and bun and a big plate of french fries and a Long John and a bunch of other crap, my blood sugar was, I think, 150 something. It wasn't that much above 140. But I freaked out because I want to keep mine in the 80s or 90s at the highest. And I lost my shit, even though that is normal people's blood sugar practically. Like, you want to stay around under 140 after you eat something like that, but I just don't want to see big numbers ever again. So it is hard. What do you do? Who do you trust? I think that's the thing. I do not trust any radical groups, anything like that. I will never trust anything like that. So that what makes it really hard, because I don't trust pharmacy, like the people who made the pill. I don't necessarily trust them because they want to make money, and because I see so many doctors, each doctor has a different opinion. So I guess I'm gonna have to trust my own body. One thing I really hate, a side effect of polycystic syndrome, is you get little hairs on your chins. But come to find out, after 35, you start getting them anyways. And come to find out, my friends with the dark hair and stuff, they have it from birth. So I shouldn't be that worried about it. You know, a little woman shaver and away it goes. But yeah, I am a little vain because that is one thing I am worried about, it getting worse. But I don't know. Where do I go from here? I will take it down to 1,000 and see what happens. I mean, I counted out my pills this morning. I take a high blood pressure pill, a pill for my heart palpitations that I did not know when I went on 10 years ago that when you come off of it, you can have a massive heart attack. Most people never get to come off that drug. Or you have to lay in bed for 6 weeks with no stress, no irritation or anything. That's what made me start doing my research. I did not do it before I took that pill. If I had done it, I would have never swallowed the first one. I did talk the doctor into lowering it half a way. It was 20 milligrams. It doesn't go higher than 20, that's the highest it goes, to 10. So for the last 3 months I've been taking 10. And after the summer I'm going to lower it to 5. So it doesn't really go past 5, so I'll have to see where I can go from there. I am a little scared coming off that one because it is a huge side effect. Most people never come off of it. Then I take a blood pressure pill, which I really do need. I was damaging my heart. My heart was thickening really bad because my blood pressure was out of sight. I am having issues with it being too low when I'm standing. He said we will discuss lowering it when I get closer to a goal weight, because I am still considered obese because I am 50 pounds over my goal weight. He wants me to lose 18 inches in my waist. So yeah. I think that puts me under 150 if I'm losing 18 inches around my waist still, but we'll see. Also, I take the 4 metformins a day. I take 2 Claritins, which I will not be stopping because I have horrible allergies to this state. I am highly allergic to pine trees and stuff. And before I started taking those 2 Claritins a day, I had bronchitis 4 to 6 times a year and I could not breathe. I was miserable, so those pills stay. I love those pills. I do want to come off my Nexium. I don't really know how. I didn't know you're not supposed to take them so long. I've been on them for 10 plus years every day, and even now the last 4 days I've had horrible heartburn. Like, you can kind of hear it in my voice. It makes my voice a little funky. So I don't even know how to come off of them, to be honest. I really don't. I've been on them for so many years, I'm being told it will be dangerous to come off of them. That I will have to taper down very, very slowly and then probably get on something else, like a Zantac or something. But we will see, because I'm really concerned. I didn't know how dangerous that pill could be, and I've been on it for so long. So it would be nice not to have to control my life around taking all these pills. Do not get me wrong, I am a naturalist to a certain extent, but if someone needs to take medication, then I think, no, that's fine. But my goal is to come off as many as possible. Because even if your copayment is low on your pills, it still adds up. I'm still paying like $60, $70 a month on my copayments. And when I can't always get my Bystolate filled from my insurance company, or when they're refusing to pay for it, I'm lucky my doctor gives me free samples, because they're almost $1,000 a month, the ones I'm taking. So I really want off. But I want to do it safely too. In the metformin, that one's really, you would not believe how many papers, how many YouTube videos from doctors, from people, you would not believe how much I've watched last night. And I thought I had a decision when I made the first part of this video, and then I continued to do it for the last couple of hours, and now I don't know. I was so scared to come off of it because I really don't want, because some people are saying it will not help. Only the IUD will help my uterus cancer, only the IUD and weight loss. And then other people saying yes, the metformin helps because it helps control your hormones. I don't know. I know my doctor believes in it for it. I know today the metformin's not hurting me. I don't know if it did yesterday because of the magnesium issue. But I would like to come down off of them anyways, or at least half the doses. That's my goal right now, is to half all my doses and then half again and half again until I don't have to be on anything anymore. But yeah, but I am so weak. All I can do is research today, and I can't even make decisions what I want to do. So I'm sure this has been a very boring, rattly, insane, stupid video today, but welcome to my mind. Not always clean cut, silly blonde. It's like, well, what does this person says? What does that person say? Who's right, who's wrong? Are they both right in their own way? Who knows? So yeah. So my decision is to try to bring it down to 1,000 and then see what happens from there. Cause yeah, the more stuff I can get off of, the happier I'll be. I probably will have a cucumber today. I've been thinking about my cucumber all day. I know everyone probably thinks I'm crazy of all the things to want to put back in there first, but those have always been my favorite vegetable in the whole world. So yeah, if I had between a French fry and a cucumber, I would pick a cucumber. It is my favorite. And it really helped me get through keto. When I was hungry and I didn't want to eat any more fats or proteins and I had some carbs left, I always chose a cucumber at night. That was always my go-to. Does it have a lot of vitamins and crap in it? No, but it's what I like. So, and I already know I can't eat spinach and all those. That's why I'm pretty sure I can't have the cabbage. Those kind of things just swell my stomach. They make me nauseous. They give me heartburn. They give me bathroom issues. I usually gain weight when I eat those. I know for sure I cannot have cauliflower. I'm not even going to try it, because every time I've tried eating even 1/4 cup of cauliflower, I gain weight for a couple of days and I feel miserable. So we're not even trying it. It's not even gonna enter back into this little elimination diet. And I'm not putting a lot of stuff back in anyways. I'm gonna put some seasonings back in. I'm gonna try some bell pepper, mushrooms, and tomatoes, like I said. I am not a person that needs a lot of stuff. I'm actually very picky and don't like most vegetables, and like Keto Diamond wouldn't even try eggplant because what it looked like. I wouldn't even try eggplant because they call it egg in a plant. Okay, I thought it was pretty, but it's never going in my mouth. I've never tried squash. My daughter finally made me try zucchini and I almost threw up everywhere. I don't try things. I just don't like to. Thank goodness I'm allergic to most seafood because I wouldn't try it anyways. Yeah. I just don't like trying things. If it looks strange, first of all, I'm going to be afraid I'm allergic to it. Second of all, I'm not missing anything because every time someone makes me try something, it's disgusting. Cabbage is the only thing so far that I've ever tried that I'm like, oh yeah, that's not bad as long as you make it certain ways. But everything else that people force me to try, I was right. It tastes like garbage to me. So my daughter could live off zucchini and squash 24/7. Just a little butter and salt put in the oven and she's the happiest person in the world. Me, I'm gonna throw it up. It's gross. So yeah, I'm very picky. So I'm a pain. But I'm gonna let y'all go right now before I rattle on about what else I don't like. And you see, we are not in a pretty scene today. We're just sitting on my couch because I am way too weak to go stand up in the kitchen, and it's too hot. It is 90 something degrees out there and I can't sit on the porch. So we get the ugly background of my couch where the blanket's all messed up. And yes, I keep a blanket on my couch because I have a 13-year-old who's almost 14 but does not know how not to spill stuff still to this day. So hey, a blanket you can throw in the wash and wash it off, but a couch, when you drop stuff on it, yeah, you're gonna be covering up with a blanket afterwards anyway, so you might as well start with that. And it makes it nice and comfortable because I love my little fluffy throws. Everyone thinks I'm crazy because I have so many, but yeah, they are my weakness. I love Christmas when they put them on sale for like $10. And I have my little fake skins. But yeah, see, rattling. Should have hung up a minute ago. I'm totally rattling. But I will let y'all know what I am eating for dinner when I get hungry. I am really not hungry at all. I ate at 9. I was starving at 9. It is 12:30. Not hungry. I don't plan on eating until like 4 or 5. If I get hungry before then, I will eat, and that will be my dinner. Last night I did eat after 6 and I still lost the weight, so maybe that has nothing to do with it. I don't know. I am very tired. I cannot seem to wake up today, but I just think it's from the magnesium. I mean, when I went and looked at the list of side effects you get for high and low magnesium, it was like, oh yeah, I had like cramps, fluttering heart, pains in my joints and muscles, not feeling good, very weak, dizzy, like the list goes on and on. So yeah, I didn't realize just how dangerous being low in magnesium really is. I knew sodium because I was hospitalized with being too low in sodium before. So now I know. I need to pay attention. and really care about those things. And I decided, after I watched tons of Dr. Ken Berry's videos, I watched them over again, even the one that the lies your doctors tell you and the lies the doctors tell diabetics and blah blah blah. I watched them all today to make sure I didn't miss anything. He recommends the B12 vitamin. I'm gonna buy the one he said on Amazon, because it covers what I need. And I've been taking I've been taking metformin for so many years without this vitamin that even though it tests okay when they test my vitamins, we're gonna take one anyways every day. So I'm ordering those. I've never been a vitamin person. I did when I first started keto, but back then I went and swallowed the pills. I didn't want any more pills to swallow, so I bought the gummy ones, and that always raised my carb level too high, so I stopped taking them. So now I'm gonna be a good girl and just swallow some more pills to get healthier, because I don't eat all the healthy greens and crap you need to be eating, and I never will. So I will get my vitamin B12. I always take a vitamin D. I have a prescription. I take it once a week. Without the prescription, I am at 0. Like, I have hurt myself because mine is so low. It will not rise on its own. It doesn't matter if I stay in the sun 24/7. It will not rise on its own. So I've been taking pills for years to get it to the minimum level. And I take that every Tuesday morning. So a few more mineral and vitamin pills isn't going to kill me. All that matters is I get extremely healthy and can live much longer than I originally was going to at 368 pounds. But yeah, okay, I'm ending this right now because I am rattling again, and I am going to go watch my Sundays with Sarah YouTubers right now. Was it High Fun High? I knew their old name and then they switched it on me, but I think I have it in my description area. I'm not sure, but I like watching it. It's a husband and wife keto team. I started watching their channel actually the first week she started doing keto. I love his product reviews and his sugar testings, but yeah, so, and wait for Keto Diamonds to come out, because now I don't miss any of her since I found her, or actually she found me, which made it where I could find her. I love hearing how her day went and seeing the little babies. So yeah, rattling again, so I will see y'all in a little bit. Something different for dinner. I've done 2.5 chicken breasts cooked in my slow cooker for 5 hours and some chicken broth. I've pulled it apart. I will be measuring it out to make my food I'm about to make, because yeah, there's way too much there, and this way I can control the macros better than making one big batch at once. So I have put enough out to make 2 batches at once though. I have 3 ounces of Kobe Jack cheese that was in a block. I don't use the shredded anymore. And then I have 3 ounces of cream cheese, and then I have my salt and pepper. And then I still have to pull out my bacon in a second. I'm probably going to do about 4 ounces or so of those. We'll see in the end, and I will show y'all what I actually did. So it's kind of like the crack chicken everyone's talking about, but I've never tried it, and I would never put the Hidden Valley in it. It has maltodextrin. The Hidden Valley, for a long time I made a ranch with it, and I had no clue it was stalling out my keto for a very long time, so I no longer use it. So we'll see how many ounces. So I'll probably put 1.5 ounce to each of my servings. So I gotta figure out how much chicken I want to use, and then exactly how much bacon. But yeah, as soon as I pull that out, I will let y'all know. Product. I ended up putting 1.5 ounces of the cream cheese, 1.5 ounces of the Kobe Jack into 8 ounces of the chicken breast with tons of salt and pepper, and then 4 slices of my microwave bacon. This is 1 cucumber. I think it's about 6 ounces, and this is going to be my dinner, and everything is soaked in salt. Hello. Okay, it is 4 o'clock, and I have had my dinner for today. right before this I would have inserted a little video showing you what I made. I didn't end up eating all the cucumbers. My stomach started hurting. I know it wasn't from the cucumbers. I used cream cheese in this recipe, and the last 2 times I used cream cheese, I stalled and my stomach hurt, and all of a sudden my stomach's hurting right now. So if I gain weight tomorrow, we know why. And I don't think I'll be using cream cheese anymore. I don't want to use stuff that makes me feel sick. I thought it was the pork last time because that's where I used the cream cheese at, but I guess it's the cream cheese itself. This video has probably drove a lot of y'all crazy. You probably fast forwarded or didn't even watch it, because I was all over the place about metformin today, and I don't feel good. But I'm just trying to figure out, you know, is it good for you? Is it bad for you? Everyone's got an opinion and no one can agree. So we're gonna see what's good or bad for me. I'm just gonna keep taking my blood and seeing what it does to me, and I'm gonna lower it and see if it makes things better or worse. And I'm gonna be my own test subject, because just because half of y'all think it's bad, the other half think it's good, I guess it really doesn't matter. It depends what my body decides it is. So that's why I'm ended up falling into this range right now. Do I want off of it? Yes. If I need it, will I stay on it? Yes. So we will see. But I will give it a shot, just like I gave the carnivore diet a shot. And I will still be going back and forth. To me, I'm still on it, other than, yes, I'm eating a cucumber here or there. But I really love them. They really give you tons of fluid, and I cannot drink as much water as the doctor wants me right now to, but they suggested for me to eat a cucumber, which makes me happy. I love my cucumbers. So yeah, and I'm using tons of sodium. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. I know it's only 4, but I want to put this video together because in 2 hours I am going to, maybe at 7 instead of 6 though, I'm going to try the magnesium to make sure I'm not allergic to it before I fall asleep. Keto Diamond says it makes you tired, so I was going to take it in the morning. I'm so glad she said it makes you tired, like warned me. So now I'm just going to take it a couple of hours before I normally go to bed to make sure I don't have a reaction, and if it does make me tired, then maybe I can sleep the night through. Hopefully tomorrow I will be more energetic and make better videos. Today's a sucky one, and I'm sorry. But it is my Sunday, Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And I guess y'all might see this tonight, or it might be Monday, depending on my internet. It's all up to my internet. I think this recorded at a lower grade, so we're gonna see what that turns out to be too. I'm still trying to figure out this camera. Yeah, very blonde, very ditzy today. Probably because I don't feel so great. But yeah, so I'm gonna say goodnight, edit this video, and then lay on this couch for the rest of the night watching Sabrina. But I hope everyone has a lovely rest of the night or morning whenever you're watching this.